Growing up, it was pretty wild. I was into things boys would do: partying, drinking, sex, drugs. I hung out with the wrong crowd. I was brought up as in, you have to be able to do everything by yourself. My parents came here with essentially nothing, and my dad built himself a business, and that kind of showed me like everything that I do, I would have to work for it by myself. I really came to faith when I was with my girlfriend, right now my wife. We were in camp, and that's when I dedicated my life to Christ. I was always staggering back and forth between the Christian life and my personal life, where I was still taking on bad habits. And so really, I guess I came to Christ after I got sick. I got sick by taking a trip up north and doing some kayak camping. 3 months afterwards, that's when I started to get flu-like symptoms. My symptoms really got worse, where it got to the point where I couldn't breathe anymore. And so my wife was like, we should probably go to the ER. And so we went to the ER, and I was kept there for about two days. And that's when it really got worse. So that's when they decided to put me into an induced coma. We prayed a lot about that part because it was a big decision to be put under. And at the time, to be honest with you, I was definitely afraid. And so I was praying to God. I was like, you know, if this is gonna save me, or if this is gonna have your fingerprints all over it, I'm definitely gonna, you know, submit to this. But you know, I was afraid that He wasn't gonna pull through. I was terrified at first. I was afraid of what the risks were. You hear sometimes that people don't come out of that coma, and so that was my fear, was not coming back up. We had just purchased a house. I just had my youngest daughter, who was about 4 months at the time. I thought about my family, I thought about my kids, I thought about my wife, and what that would kind of look like if I wasn't there. I didn't have no other option but to call upon Christ to help me. And that was when I realized that I can't do this on my own, and I had to rely on His grace and His mercy to bring me out of this, and He did. And so I was in a coma for about 2 months. Before I got sick, I felt like, you know, everything I did was on my own. I felt like I can handle everything on my own. At the point when I was at my lowest, where I couldn't do anything, I could barely get up, I could barely use the bathroom by myself. That allowed me to put everything into my faith, into God, and allow Him to make me realize that I have to rely on Him. And that was the only option to get out of this. It was putting your faith into something that you can't see, and he walked with me. He was like, I was gonna be there for you, so.